Hi guys, I'm Shmi, hello to you and welcome today to the Zenvo TSR-S. Now this car behind me, the final S meaning street, but do not be confused, this is a seriously angry brute with some incredibly clever and trick aerodynamics that we're going to take a look at with a movable rear wing. Believe me, we'll check that one out later, it's going to be epic. For now though, let's take a first look at the new car that's had its world premiere here at the 2018 Geneva Motorshow, take a walk around and talk about what's changed and what this thing is capable of. You might be familiar with Zenvo's TSR. We featured it on the channel when it appeared at the Goodwood Festival of Speed last summer. That very much was a street illegal vehicle, it was track only. This though, the S appended to the end of the name, represents street because it can be registered and driven on the public roads. It has the bare minimum requirements to make that possible, but it is indeed a road car. Now we'll explore it and just take it in, but as this wing swings around in front of us, you will get a slight sense of what it can do. You can see those hydraulic struts at either side of the car. That gives you the impression that it not only goes forwards and backwards as an air brake, but it will also pivot left to right for more downforce and grip in cornering. We'll see a demonstration of that later on. But just to take in the car a little bit more as we walk around it and see it spinning, it's a very familiar design of the Zenvos. I've even been fortunate enough to drive one quite recently, and that was a serious experience. It's a very aggressive gearbox. You have to get it right, but when you do so, it's incredibly rewarding as a result. And let me just remind you that this is a car with nearly 1,200 horsepower, 1,200. Serious performance that it is capable of, as you can imagine, as a result. But the TSR-S has 100 kilos of weight taken out of it. It's about 1,500 kilos overall versus previous cars. For example, to do that, they've made new lights that have been introduced for the car. They're 2.5 kilos lighter than the originals, but they have this new 6-light design with the carbon fibre as well. You can see that it's got quite a focused carbon fibre package around the car in terms of this extended front splitter. Moving around the side, the intakes here that you've got at the rear of the side skirt, bringing air, cooling coming through the back there, shaping and manipulating the air around here behind the front wheel arches, openings to reduce the swelling of air that comes as a result of driving, more cooling possible for the engine, both through the intakes at the side, but also on the roof of the car, a very nice roof scoop. In this particular car, you notice with the red and the visible carbon fibre, but also with the orange accents that very nicely finish it off. And also the logos that you can see on top of the carbon fibre, which is quite a nice trim package as well. And then coming around towards the rear, the large wheels as well, but at the back, all quite open with some very, very dominating rear exhaust tips in the centre there, just one either side of centre sticking out of the back of the car. But this very much looks like motorsport race style rear diffuser from the sheer aggression of it. Now obviously the positioning of the wing is dictated by legislation, but this is very high in the air, as far back as it's allowed to be. Just wait until you see what that's capable of. Let's also though open up the car and have a little glimpse at the interior. There's a button on the back of the door, of that lip, to open up the door, where this very much matches with the exterior of the car. So you can see the carbon fibre, the monocoque of which the car is built around. We've got all sorts of shapes going on. Zenvo TSR-S badging there on the side. The carbon bucket seats as well, finished with this very nice red insert that they've got going on. The car has a tiny steering wheel, very much showing how it is focused towards motorsport. It's quite an interesting gearbox though. The paddle shifter's mounted on the back of the wheel. Now when you're driving, if your foot is completely flat, you get the most monumentous shift you could imagine. If you drive slowly and gently, it's a bit clunky and not the best place to be, but trust me, when you get it right, it is something. To see more of what I thought driving in the Zenvo with that setup, you're going to have to watch the other video that I shot driving it, but also just to look around a little bit. You've got new settings now for your power and your gearbox as well, so the gear can go between road and race modes, which are two different configurations. Road is obviously a little bit more gentle than the previous model had. Race is actually more dramatic as well on the other end, even faster, even harder shifts. On the left side you have your power, so you can actually put it in min power mode, where you'll have 700 horsepower, or max power mode with the full 1,177 horsepower that this car actually has, or you can use IQ mode, where the toggle is currently positioned, which will allow the car to detect how much traction the rear wheels have, constantly calculating and readjusting to make sure that it has the optimum traction, grip and power that it can use in that particular instance. For example, in first gear it's much harder to use traction or use the power than in a much higher gear. and also depending on the weather conditions of the day. But this is very much, digital display there, digital display in the center, track information, all sorts of data and details that the car will feed back to you while you're out and about driving it as well, but very, very much focused to be taken to a hardcore, proper driving environment. So there is no question that it looks like an absolute machine. We'll take a look at the engine as well shortly, but it's powered by a 5.8 litre twin supercharged V8. It sounds aggressive as well. Unfortunately, we can't start it up here in the motor show, but the noise is something else to behold also. So I think it's time for a little demonstration of how this active rear wing works. It's demonstration time of the wing, the centripetal wing, and how it works back here. So this is the completely normal position. That's what happens when you press on the brake. It has a G sensor, so it wouldn't typically work at low speeds, but when you brake, it goes into the full active air brake mode. This though, when you see it positioning towards the side, the wing tilts in the opposite direction to how you have it turning. So for example, if you're steering to the left and the car is going that way, the wing would be up in the air in the opposite direction of the way that you're thinking it would go, because that's to give it more grip and downforce on the inside of the corner, which obviously helps with turning speed and making sure that the rear doesn't break away. But you can see how it's completely variable. It's not that it jumps from one position to another, it's moving backwards and forwards between different positions in a gentle basis depending on the inputs. So watching the steering wheel there being turned across to the left, we see the wing moving to match with those inputs. I've never seen a car with aerodynamics on it like that at all, and being completely variable and adjustable and back towards the center in our traditional air brake mode. Quite a strong degree that it moves back towards as well, and this is all through these hydraulics mounted right around the back, all carbon fiber of course for the rear wing. Quite something to actually see in operation and see how that works. I'm going to show you inside the engine bay of the car. We'll be able to take a proper look at that. First thing is to manually remove the wing and move it out of the way, so you have an unlocking mechanism and then it pivots towards the back. If we just come around and jump back inside for a second, there is a button just inside the edge here. Got it? And hydraulics open up the rear of the car, where you are greeted with a feast of carbon fiber. The cross brace there across the back of the engine, deep down in the center of the car, obviously lies the heart of it. You can't actually see that much, but it is a wonderful place just with how much carbon fiber there is to view back here. The Zenvo crest in the center. Of course, Zenvo themselves, this is the Danish Hypercar. It is created in Denmark. Around for a couple of years now, but they're building up to 5 a year of these. It's a seriously limited car. There will only be, 5 per year means not very likely that there are even 2 in one country anytime soon. But also, while we're here, those rear tyres from Michelin are incredibly fat. That is one very, very wide rear tyre at the back. So, what do you think in terms of how it looks? Just looking under the lights here, there's more opening there straight from the tyre out the back, of course, to reduce again the airflow and air pressure build-up that would happen back there. But seeing it opened up and spinning around, even the whole of the roof compartment, and the way the airflow comes through from the snorkel and is released through here and continues through, straight down through that lower hole as well, into the internals of the engine and inside the car. Just a quick one to have an opening of the passenger door as well, just to see what it's like on this side. Just noticed that the seats are actually different. This side has a black seat. The focus is all on the driver in a Zenvo TSR-S as well. Goodness, what a fun machine. Just a shame we can't hear it right now, because that is one of the most awesome parts. Also, by the way, for customers of the Zenvo, they also receive a helmet that is painted to match their car. So this is completely, as you can see, paint matched to the vehicle that we've been filming with. And also over on the other side, from one of their partners, they receive a carbon champagne bottle, which will be numbered with the number of their car, flag for the owner, and a Zenvo print as well on the front of it. This is literally a carbon fiber champagne bottle. I have not seen a carbon fiber champagne bottle. Behind is the Le Mans race car as well from Rebellion that Zenvo have been partnered with. So, as it continues its spinning around, this is the the Zenvo TS-R-S. It would be very interesting to see and experience how that aero actually works on the car. One thing though, coming around the front, it's the sheer scale of the grille around there for airflow through, for cooling. You've got the ducts also for releasing the air out of the top, and the visual carbon fibre continuing down the front, a matching pattern to go with that on the roof. Of course, any car can be individualised and customised and created in a complete bespoke configuration that matches the owner's wishes, however they would like it to be. But this is certainly a good colour choice and scheme for the launch car. It's been amazing to see the demonstration of this wing in action at slow speeds, obviously in a test mode. So when you're driving the car slowly, say under half a G, it wouldn't actually move around or manoeuvre, so you wouldn't be seeing it doing funny things and wondering what's going on, where obviously it doesn't make much aerodynamic input. At speed though, imagine if you were the car following this and you started to see that wing pivoting from side to side. That would really completely blow your mind. Anyway, I've enjoyed having a first look around the car. Big thanks to the team here at Zenvo for showing it to me, and again for the opportunity to actually drive a Zenvo not all that long ago. Maybe there'll be something we can do filming with this car or another TS-R-S in future, so be sure to watch this space. Make sure to check it out if we get the opportunity to do so, because I promise you, you will be very much in awe of the noise that this car makes. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up for there. A first look at the new Zenvo TS-R-S here at the 2018 Geneva Motorshow. So thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, that's it for now. I'll catch up with you again next time. Cheers!